Hi everyone, I just wanted to put together a quick little presentation on a few of the ways that you can present your poems for your poetry anthology, for your portfolio, and show you some different ways that you can manipulate technology and media in order to make your poems stand out. Here's the first option. It's just plain and simple Microsoft Word, typing your poems out. Looks nice and neat. You can add pictures to this if you want. So if I wanted to add an image here, I could add an image there or an image there to spiff things up a little bit. The next option would be utilizing some of the technology we were working with in our classes. So when we did the Instagram poetry assignment, I showed you guys how to take an image and layer your poems, your words on top of that. So you could submit your poems as a collection of Instagram poems like this. The problem with this is that your poems, if your poems are too long, it might not fit into one image. However, there is functionality within Instagram that allows you to create and submit multiple images with the possibility of multiple lines of text. Like this poem I've done here, this one's called Erosion, and the lines of this poem extend over multiple images that I've posted to Instagram. And because this post is one post with multiple images, I've utilized that functionality to post a larger poem onto that platform. Similarly, what you can do is pull up Google Slides, and Google Slides, again, it's just manipulation of text and images. So I've got a standard template that I've chosen here, and I can put in various pictures. I can put my poems, post my poems in various ways. Really, it's up to you to decide what and how this is going to look like and how you want to present your poems. But you could put all of your poems into one slideshow and submit it like that, and it looks quite nice. And then the final way I'm going to show you is one step further from slideshows, and that's actually creating an iMovie or any other kind of movie. You might be using different types of software, movie making software or editing software. I've just chosen iMovie because it's simple to use. And I'll show you the end product here. You might not be able to listen to the music. So what you have here is basically just a collection of images and a soundtrack. You may or may not be able to hear the soundtrack, but the soundtrack could be spoken word, it could be music, the images could be actual images, they could be screenshots or pictures of your text scrolling through. So essentially what I'm doing with iMovie is I'm using this technology again to present words, images, sounds, all in the form of combining video images, JPEGs, movie files, with audio files, be it either spoken word or music. So you could combine those two with a program like iMovie, and that would be a really cool way to present your poems as well. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about would be your TP casting. So what I've posted up onto Google Classroom and onto my website is an example of a poem that's been TP casted. This poem here is a poem that I made a couple of years ago, and for my classes back then, I went and TP casted it. And I have my poem here. And then what follows that is two types of TP casting. I have my annotations right here, all color-coded according to the TP cast model. You see I have my second interpretation of my title here. All of this refers to connotative elements, so use of metaphor, simile, alliteration. The green here refers to tone or attitude, so it's highlighting what sort of tone I was shooting for and the lines that help to reveal that tone. I have mention of a shift here. You notice I don't explain anything with this shift. I'll show you in my next document where the explanation happens. Same thing for connotative elements as well. So you can see here that I've got my my poem with the first part of my TP casting. I've got my theme statement down here. The one thing that I don't have is a whole lot of discussion or justification for these connotative elements for this shift, elements which are important to TP casting. I decided to include a separate document that I've included here where I'm explaining why I've chosen to use these elements, why I've decided to use these metaphors or these similes, this imagery or assonance or whatever else. I've explained here why my shift occurs, how my shift occurs. And I go through the entire poem by stanza, stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, and stanza 4, highlighting the different elements of connotation and shift. So altogether, this one poem highlights different ways that you can annotate, different ways that you can TP cast. This is an exceeding expectations exemplar, so I always want to show you guys the best possible examples of what you can potentially do with your own poems. So this will be included on Google Classroom again on my website www.dropinenglish.weebly.com, and you can take a peek at this, and please let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks very much. Have a great snow day. Bye-bye.